Let me tell you something about fucking influencers that you probably didn't know. Um, these people hire people like me, people in the background, people that you would never otherwise see, to write their books. They don't do it themselves. Do you fucking think that these fucking idiots who, sit there wanking themselves, about like having big jewelry and fucking shit like that, you think they actually do this work? No. No, they pay people like me pennies to fucking do it for them because they're fucking just such useless pieces of shit. And there's a truism that you fucking never thought about. That there's actually human beings behind like what goes on and things that happen. Generally, your influencer is, how do you measure that? Um, a turd. They have a little bit of money, they invest it in other people do the work. When the work gets done, they get all the fucking glory. Wonderful. So, next time you need to be an influencer, you should contact me because I will do the work for you and you'll look really good. Unlike I do right now. I'm an aging gent, say, passing my fucking midterm. The male genus and getting on into those elder ages. But I could give a fuck at the same time. Your fucking glorious fucking influencer, they don't do that shit by themselves. So that's one. You want to write a book? Oh, fabulous. I've had that idea before. I've done it several times. Look up my name, Richard Lynch. Photoshop. Just Photoshop. Add the Photoshop on. It's easier. That's not all the books that I've written. I've written a lot of books for a lot of other fucking people who don't fucking appreciate it most of the time. The only time, well, I didn't write his book. He wrote it himself. David Sedaris. I worked with David Sedaris, and he was a gentleman. He was the only fucking gentleman I've ever met in the fucking industry. Because he turned around, and the motherfucker sent me an extra fee when he became famous. Suddenly, pretty much overnight. But there you have the fucking industry. But who the fuck are you? One of the things that people don't fucking get at all, ever, is when you're trying to sell a book, why does the publisher want it? Well, let me tell you. The publisher wants your fucking book because, maybe you have a good book. That would be something to start with. It doesn't always start there. Most of the time, the books are pretty shitty, and I can tell you that because the fucking 2 or 3 that I read a day, most of them, most people don't understand, one, that they're competing with a fucking zillion other people, who are also trying to write a book. Most of them are doing it for the first time. And the books just fucking suck. They suck. They're not even, halfway good. I can tell you the fucking things you're gonna do wrong. You're gonna start the book with, if it's fiction. Let's look at fiction first. If it's fiction, you're gonna start with a character slowly waking from their dream. Fuck I've heard that so many times. You have no idea of the fucking. And I have no idea how many books I've read at this point. 6,000 maybe. About 3,000 of them started that way. Almost exactly. You're a boring piece of shit. You don't belong in the fucking industry. And you make a joke out of my life. Alright, so there's that. Jesus Christ. Anyway, you should never start with your fucking character waking up, and here's why. Here's a really good reason. One, it suggests that everybody's fucking sleeping when they're walking into your fucking book. Do you not get that? Everybody's sleeping and now they're gonna wake up into this fucking wonderful new world. No, fuck you. You're an idiot. Just stop that shit. Don't fucking have anybody go into a dream. Don't have anybody wake up. I don't give a fuck who you are. It's not interesting. Start with action. You know, like Indiana Jones. Like, well, you don't have to go that far, but something like that, where you're you know, dragging a character. You're dragging the reader. Thank you. You're dragging the reader into the book. Just don't. With the sleepy bullshit, fucking snoring. Oh, God. What could be more boring? I mean, are you fucking kidding me? Think about that. Lazing about a fucking pool. I don't care what it is. If it's boring, don't fucking start with it! Start with something interesting. There. That's lesson fucking 1. Another thing. What the fuck is your book about? God, this is something that I shouldn't even have to fucking mention. But I have to, because you're a bunch of fucking idiots. All these people who try and write their fucking, I'm writing my first book and I feel, you know, well, we'll get to that in a minute. I'm writing my first book and I'm not exactly sure where to go. You're not assured. You have no fucking idea where to go because you have no clue as to what you're writing about. None. You haven't even thought about it. You're just like, oh, no, wait a minute. In between there, I think that writing is important. You should definitely write every day. Every day. We'll get to this eventually. My fucking phone has, like, decided to tell me that I'm still walking. Anyway, people should write every day if they think they're going to become writers. Because it's not just necessarily, well, writers write, first of all. Second of all, you're exercising that particular muscle that's changing your ideas into text, which I don't think that most people understand as an actual process. And you get better at it as you go. Even if you're writing shit, you're getting better. So I encourage that. I encourage you to write in a fucking journal. Do anything at all to get words on a page. And that's, I guess, the importance of that particular segment. But what the fuck is the book about? If you're really writing a book, it could be fiction, could be non-fiction. What is your point? You don't have to have one out of the gate in fiction. In fact, I'm a pantser when it comes to fiction, and I'm completely the opposite when it comes to writing nonfiction. I have to be very, very, very disciplined and be able to show exactly what the fuck I'm going to do. They're two different animals. It's like, how do you say, painting watercolor and painting with oil. You don't do both things the same way. Uh, but what the fuck is the point of your book? What the fuck is the point? I don't care what it is. I mean, like you could be writing, absurdist fiction. You could be writing, oh, I'm gonna pretend to be Shakespeare. You can do a lot of things, but what you need to do when you fucking get to the end of what you're doing is to have a point. That's what my thesis was all about when I went for my Master of Fine Arts. The organic form of story. You actually have something that's transmissible, or you're relaying a point or an interest or something when you get to the fucking end. And I will tell you that most fucking people have no clue that that's important. You're probably one of them. Stop doing that shit. So, to summarize, social media and influencers fucking don't write their own books. They pay me. Who the fuck are you? Do you have an interest in, those two things are very closely knit together. Do you have something that's really important to say? Do you even care about what you're saying? Are you saying it? Are you paying some fucking other pitiful fucking person who's poor as shit and just like, fucking living in India in like some tiny little country who has a cell phone and they're typing out your fucking book on their fucking iPhone? You tit. Meanwhile, they could have sold that fucking thing and fed themselves for a fucking year. But you don't care about that. You're just, oh no, I'm a fucking influencer. I'm really important. You're fucking a piece of shit. And what the fuck is your book about? What the fuck is it about? Is it about anything? Are you fucking trying to, like, actually transfer information from one place to another? Are you doing something useful to the human race? You pitiful piece of fucking shit. I worked for a girl, and she was charming for about 5 minutes. She lives in Dubai. She's redhead. I shouldn't make fun of redheads. But she pretended to have expertise in influencing people. And she was pretty much a turd. I outlined the book for her. She came to me. She came to me first, and we were talking about her book, and she wanted to have a book written because it was an important thing to do for her being an influencer. Are you seeing where this goes? And I helped her outline the book, and then as I was writing the book, she kept saying, oh, no, I don't like that, 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 I don't like it. She's a fucking 24-year-old piece of shit who fucking never experienced anything, never wrote anything, will never write anything because she can't, because she's fucking learning disabled, and I fucking love learning disabled people, and I'm sorry that I said it that way. Shouldn't have. I actually worked with learning disabled people for like years and years, and fucking most brilliant people that I can ever, because they always find another way to do something. You can't stop. I can't stop myself from seeing the fucking letters inverted, so I have to figure out another way to do that. They're awesome. But anyway, so I had the pumpkin-headed lady. She did. She looked like a pumpkin. She had fucking gritty fucking teeth hanging out, and she would take fucking pictures too close to her face so that it emphasized her fucking teeth. And she just looked all like grin first. It's a horror fucking story. Anyway, I wrote a beautiful book for her. And she then went on and accused me of fucking plagiarizing her work because I sold it to someone else because she didn't pay me. And they're your influencers. Your influencers generally suck. Most of humanity generally sucks. You probably suck. You don't care. If you want to not suck, uh, you will not be offended by the fucking uh, potty mouth that I have. I learned that from working in restaurants, and I'm a realist. You know, people like if you think about it, Hemingway. I'm not comparing myself to Hemingway. Don't worry about it. Um, they actually wrote books by writing them, and they were interesting. I may not be interesting, and I don't give a fuck because you're an asshole too. But for the most part, if you're writing and you're either trying to be a social media influencer or you have no background and you're trying to be a social media influencer and you're fucking paying other people to make you look like one and you have no fucking thing to say, those are my 3 points for today. One, be fucking important. Do something that matters. Two, don't have some other fucking asshole do the shit for you because you're a pitiful pile of crap. Three, have a fucking point. I think I just had one. Thanks very much. I look forward to never seeing you again because I just insulted the fuck out of most of you. And goddamn, I don't fucking care.